superpowers. Everybody wishes they could have them, but nobody knows how to actually get them. Until today.
Humans have adapted to the most extreme environments on Earth over thousands of generations. And then there's you. Me? And your only adaptation is this pudgy tubby.
Hey!
Let's see how you compare against real superhumans from extreme environments.
Don't talk about my
Number
tubby!
7, Superhumans of the Deep Sea.
What?
First, we're heading to the islands of Southeast Asia. And remember, the deep sea is very dangerous for regular people like you.
That is true. I don't think I could hold my breath for more than 60 seconds. Comment down below how long you guys can hold your breath.
Let's see how long you last. The moment your face hits the cold water, your diving reflex kicks in. Your heart rate slows by up to 25% to save energy. Your
Really?
blood vessels constrict, redirecting blood to vital organs, and
What?
your spleen acts as a biological scuba tank.
Thanks,
pumping
spleen!
Oxygen-rich blood cells into your bloodstream.
I love you,
Despite all
spleen!
these amazing adaptations, you're dead.
Oh!
2 minutes. Not
Oops.
bad, but not even close to the superhumans of the sea. The SUPERHUMAN people, who are the closest we have to Aquaman. They live a hunter-gatherer lifestyle and have been reported to be able to hold their breath underwater for over 10 minutes at
That's
a time,
insane!
spending a total of almost 8 hours a day submerged underwater. They have
Their office
extremely
is the
low body
ocean.
fat, making them negatively buoyant, allowing them to run effortlessly across the seabed to hunt fish. You, on the other hand, are extremely positively buoyant.
No, I would just float like a buoy.
Pressure increases significantly, and diving deep too quickly can cause your eardrums to tear. Regular divers progress by gently blowing through their ears to equalize pressure, but the SUPERHUMAN say, who needs eardrums?
Wait, what? They don't have
They
eardrums?
purposely obliterate their eardrums at a young age, so they basically have no ear pressure problems.
What?
Only ear hearing problems. When you're underwater for too long, carbon
So they can't
dioxide
hear.
levels in your blood begin to
What?
rise. This triggers the body's panic reflex, causing you to take a fresh breath of water. The
Ew.
SUPERHUMAN, however, have a gene mutation that suppresses this reflex, allowing them to stay calm underwater for longer. Other genetic mutations they have include a gene which provides increased constriction of their blood vessels,
Epic.
and one which gives them a spleen that's 50% larger than regular
Okay,
humans.
what?
Anyways, let's get
They're
outta
so
here,
much
'cause we
cooler
got
than me.
6 more superhumans to learn about. You know, you might not be some crazy genetic superhuman, but you do use one superpower every day. 6. Superhumans of the jungle. Welcome
Jungle
to the
superhuman.
African rainforest in the Congo Basin, where everything wants to either bite you, sting you, infect you, or eat you.
Yeah, there's basically no reason that humans should be able to live in the rainforest because of that. All of the things are trying to kill you.
The thick rainforest canopy above blocks most sunlight, making it incredibly easy to get lost.
I can't
The air
see.
is hot and very humid, to the point where your sweat can't even evaporate to cool you down. So instead, you continue to heat up, causing you to sweat some more, heat up, sweat, heat
Oh,
up,
God.
sweat, die of dehydration.
Is that how
But
what?
don't
What?
worry, the
That's how it works?
superhumans of the rainforest
It's just like the SpongeBob where he's in Sandy Cheek's dome and he needs water, but he doesn't want to tell anybody that he actually does need water.
are here to save the day.
Hello. Hi. Why are you so tiny?
Standing
What
at a
the?
mighty 4 feet and 11 inches tall, the African pygmies make their small
What?
stature their superpower. Being this small allows the pygmies to generate less heat and sweat, reducing the chance of dehydration, while also making it easier to navigate the dense undergrowth.
That is so
In
cool.
an environment where food is scarce, a compact body requires less resources to survive. But sometimes the pygmies stumble upon the ultimate jackpot, a beehive filled with delicious honey. But
Wait,
there's
can they
catch.
climb trees?
It's 40 meters up a tree. Armed with
40
nothing but an
meters?
axe and a loop of tree vine,
No.
the pygmies fearlessly scale
What?
hacking footholds in as they go. After battling a bunch of bees, they finally secure the goods.
Food, finally.
On to the next location.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, and like the video, it's for Number 5,
What?
Superhumans of the Ice. We're
Vikings.
zooming all the way out to the Arctic, where the warmest days are 10 degrees Celsius and the coldest days are minus 40 degrees Celsius. When
Okay, humans are the most incredible creatures of all time. How are they able to survive in that sort of environment? I thought nobody lived in the North Pole other than Santa.
your body temperature drops below 35 degrees Celsius, you start to experience hypothermia. First comes the shivering, and your blood vessels constrict to keep vital organs warm. But this causes your extremities to become too cold. making them freeze and die due to frostbite. At this point, your brain has probably started to fail too, causing confusion, memory loss, and maybe even some fun hallucinations. Some people get so delirious that they actually strip naked, which sure helps them keep warm.
I mean, that's how you know you've lost your mind in the Arctic Circle, is when you start taking off clothes instead of putting on clothes and building a fire and booking a plane ticket back to Hawaii.
That's where the Superhumans of the Ice come in, the Inuit people. Their short, stocky build minimizes surface area, helping them retain more heat. They also have more blood rushing through their fingers and toes, reducing the chance of frostbite freezing them off. By consuming fatty meat from seals and fish, they build up an insulating layer of fat. But while most people primarily have white fat, the Inuit people have an abundance of brown fat, which is specialized mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, turning them into a human furnace. Because of all these adaptations, the Inuit people can maintain a metabolic rate of up to 200% higher than an average person.
So basically what you're saying, if me or anybody watching, unless you're an Inuit, decides that they want to go to the North Pole, they are going to freeze very, very quickly. Even if we had like the perfect gear and materials, eventually we're just not going to be able to last those extreme conditions. Meanwhile, the Inuit people have actual blubber on their body. That is insanely cool.
Meaning they're able to
literally
maintain a toasty core temperature without even needing to shiver. But don't worry, the next location will definitely warm you up. Number 4, Superhumans of the Desert.
Oh my gosh,
on the opposite side of the temperature spectrum, the scorching hot African desert. And you're giving us a lovely demonstration of hyperthermia in action. First comes the heat exhaustion, heavy sweating, rapid breathing, and your pulse racing. Your blood vessels also dilate, trying desperately to dump heat through your skin. But eventually you progress to heat stroke, where you become so dehydrated that you stop sweating entirely.
I'm kind of curious because a lot of these superhuman abilities are basically just the result of, years and years of evolution of people being stuck in these extreme environments so that their body has to adapt, which is one of our best traits as humans, is that we're very adaptable to different environments. But how long did it take? Because you think, like, humans have been around for, 50 to 300,000 years, but how long did some of these adaptations take to actually develop and form in some of these different groups of humans? Did it take a couple hundred years? Did it take thousands? And what is it going to look like in a couple hundred or 1,000 years? You would think it's just going to get more and more extreme until maybe eventually we have different subspecies of humans that are in these different environments.
Your organs start to fail and your brain starts shutting down, leading to confusion, aggression, seizures, and finally unconsciousness.
That sounds like a fun Tuesday night.
Extreme conditions are no problem for the Superhumans of the Desert. The Maasai tribe.
Hello.
They average around 6 feet tall and have longer, skinnier limbs that help with better heat dissipation through more surface area.
For those of you guys that did not know, I think the average height for males around the world is 5'8". So these guys, on average, are 6 inches taller.
They also have a crazy diet of raw meat, raw milk, and raw blood from cows, which helps them maintain their extremely low body fat and naturally lower body temperature. And their dark skin provides stronger protection against sunburn. All of these adaptations help them sweat and pee less than normal people to conserve water.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Superpower is that these guys can jump super high.
What the?
Looking a bit
Are they flying?
Aren't ya? Well, let's get you something to drink. Number 3, Superhumans of Poison.
Okay, what are we talking about?
At Uru Lake in Bolivia, which is
okay, I kind of want to guess this one, but I honestly don't know. What would the Superhuman of Poison be? My first thought is that there's a group of people that, in order to survive in this certain area, they have to eat things that are just naturally poisonous, like poison berries or poison roots, or stuff like that, where most people would get sick and maybe die from some of that sort of stuff. Or maybe it's even the animals are poisonous. There's poisonous snakes or poisonous insects that over time, their body is just more immune and has more anti-venom naturally in their body compared to you and I. That's the only two things I can think of.
Is known for being full of toxic arsenic.
Hey, what?
Arsenic naturally occurs
I
in
was so
volcanic
wrong.
rock, but rain and mining operations release significant amounts of it into the surrounding rivers and lakes.
Oh,
and
no.
Now that toxic arsenic is in you. First,
That's
your
pretty
body
bad.
tries to get rid of the toxins through both exits.
Oh,
Then comes the numbness, abdominal pain, and muscle cramps. With long-term exposure, your skin color changes, and lesions start popping up on your
That
skin.
seems
You
terrible.
start developing hard patches in your palms and the soles of your feet, and not to mention the increased risk of cancer, diabetes, and heart problems too.
so wait, you're not going to tell me that there's a group of people that have been consuming this poison water and now they're immune? Is that possible?
Why isn't she dying yet? Well, that's because over thousands of years, the Uru people have developed a genetic cheat code for poison resistance.
Thousands
the
of years.
AS3MP gene helps detoxify arsenic, allowing the Uru people to pee it out faster. So
Wow.
it spends less time in their body, meaning less harmful effects on their health. But rising pollution levels, frequent drying up of the lakes, and long-term exposure to arsenic have unfortunately forced many Uru people to abandon their homes in recent times.
Oh, that's
But I
terrible.
hope you're all hydrated now, because we're off to even higher mountains.
Wait, where?
Number 2, Superhumans of the Mountains. We're at Mount Everest Base Camp, 5,000 meters above sea level.
Wait a second, people live on Mount Everest? I know that, like, thousands of people go and they go to the top and they're like, yay, I did it. I conquered planet Earth. And then they go back down, but people live there? How do they live there? There's, like, no oxygen up there. Yeah,
Well,
see,
I
he's
guess that
dying.
makes sense, because at elevations of just 2,500 meters, many people start experiencing altitude sickness. The air up here is thin, and has way less oxygen than your body is used to, which leads to headaches, dizziness, and vomiting. And in extreme cases, fluid can build up in your lungs and brain, cause shortness of breath, severe confusion, and even death. Even being physically fit won't save you up here. Not that that's relevant in your case.
Why was he
but
cheeked
there
up?
have been instances where highly trained mountaineers have died from altitude sickness. The real superhumans are the ones that
That's why I
accompany
don't
these
do it.
mountaineers, the Sherpa. They're able
Get
to
up,
pull
sir.
in more oxygen than the average person due to their naturally larger lung capacity and faster breathing. A gene
Kirby!
mutation also allows them to use this oxygen more efficiently, giving them superior stamina. It's for
Wow.
these reasons that the Sherpas are a necessity for people looking to summit Mount Everest. They lead the climbs, carry heavy loads, and provide first while your sorry butt is struggling to survive. But we made it though. Wow, look at that view.
Epic.
That's where we're going next.
Where is that space? Are we about to go into
Number 1,
space?
Superhumans of Space.
I knew it.
Our final destination, the International Space Station. In this zero-gravity environment, there's no load being placed on your body, so it says, hey, I don't really need me anymore, do I? And then it proceeds to turn your muscles to jelly and weaken
Yep.
your bones. Zero gravity
Raisin.
changes your blood distribution too, giving you a balloon head and chicken legs. Even with our fancy space station shielding, you're getting bombarded with over 50 times the radiation than on Earth.
Oh, that's
and because
not good.
microgravity messes up how your digestive system works, you a lot more too. Ugh.
Oh. Oh.
Right now, there are no superhumans that have genetically adapted to life in space. But rather than waiting for natural selection to take its course over thousands of years, let's borrow from all the superhumans we've met so far. In you
Yes.
go. First, we'll add a Sherpa in for genes for better oxygen efficiency,
Okay.
and a BeckBroJack in for superior breath-holding abilities.
Yeah, that would
From
be
the
pretty
Psy
cool.
Tribe, we'll grab the genes that help conserve water, but not
Okay.
the light genes. Can you sit down?
Yeah, we need you to
Instead,
be
we'll
tiny.
take the Pygmies' compact and lightweight build. as it
Tinier
requires
is better.
less resources to sustain and also saves on rocket fuel. We can't forget the mutations from this video: the DLX3 gene for indestructible bones, and the MSTN gene for super strength and muscle preservation. And for radiation resistance, there's research which shows that extra P53 genes help to repair and protect DNA from damage. And
Okay.
lastly, why not throw in some plant DNA too, to allow you to create food via photosynthesis?
Is that even possible? I guess this is our ideal human being with all of the superpowers. What the alien? E.T. Hello. Oh my lord.
doing?
Oh my god.
I feel powerful,
Oh
Doctor.
yeah, I can fix your flatulence.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh my gosh. Yes, frockin'
See ya
farts.
next time.